Chrissy Crew, happy Sunday. I am back. Yes, we're going to check on that ice cream later on, but ice cream will not be complete without a good pie to have it with. So I plan on making some peach from scratch peach hand pies. Now, just to start off, I have a little bit of the store bought dough from where I had made the um the chicken pot pie. I have exactly one um rollout, one half of the one rollout dough because I had to actually use three of those rollout doughs so that I could close that pie crust that pan with that 9 by 13 pan. Unfortunately, I don't know where my roller pin is, and I'm going to need it to complete this recipe too. But I'm going to get um, ingenuity, do some ingenuity, and I'm going to find a bottle and put some flour on and roll it out. You got to do what you got to do. Cause I know my roller pin is here, but I don't know where it's at the moment. So we're gonna so just because I love pie and I've never made the hand pie. I think I tried it one time, but to really make the crust and everything, that's what I'm gonna be attempting to do today. And I'm gonna walk y'all through the process. It's very easy. I think one ingredient in here is really optional, but I'm going to do it the way that I saw it. So we got our bowl. You'll need your bowl. You'll need all-purpose flour, a stick of butter. I have salted butter, some measuring cups, and some measuring spoons. I have a cup of that lard over here, or you can use Crisco or shortening. I have sea salt. I have my ice water, and I have my confectioner's sugar. That's the optional ingredient in here. I guess they want the pie crust to have some kind of sweetness to it, and so I'm gonna start by cutting this in half. A stick of butter has 8 tablespoons. This calls for 4 tablespoons of butter. And so before it gets too soft in here, because I've had this out for a little bit, I'm going to chop this up in little tiny pieces. We are making the homemade pie crust. So just chop it up. And what you're going to do is chop it up in little cubes, because you're going to need this later to put together your... Get down! Get down! I am so sorry, y'all. This cat think I have a kitten, and he think he supposed to get everywhere. And he is so spoiled to me. He think he want to be everywhere I'm at. And so you see how I'm chopping this up? I should have measured out the we're gonna need 2 cups of the all-purpose flour. Yeah, forgive me, I have to fuss at this cat every now and then, because he's like a little baby. He wanna get the bottom and stuff. He don't have no business. He won't go nowhere and play. All right, so we put this 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Then I'm gonna get another measure out, another one. I don't think you have to sift this. This is usually on the bag. It says it's pre-sifted. Just as a precaution, you probably could sift it if you want to, but you don't have to, because it's already been sifted for you. Sorry that So that's 2 cups of flour. Then we're going to add in our 4 tablespoons of butter. Put that over to the side. You also need another 4 tablespoons of the, now I'm not really measuring this, I'm just eyeballing this, I'm just putting this down in here, of the lard or the Crisco to go along with that. So 4 tablespoons, 4 tablespoons. There's probably more than enough than what I put in there. Let's see. And then I have, and then you have to do, let's see, there's 3 teaspoons of the let's see, 3 teaspoons. No, it's 3/4 teaspoons of the salt. So I got the I got a 1/4. This is a 1/4 that I'm measuring out here. Let's see, just give me a second. Ooh, it's like this salt. Let's see, I'm gonna have to open up the top of it because I can't get down in here. Okay. I don't want to over salt it. Yeah, this is a 1/4 of a teaspoon, so I'm gonna put 3. 1, 2, 3/4 teaspoons of salt, and I like to use sea salt. And then we're going to put some confectionery sugar in here. I think it's 3 teaspoons of the confectionery sugar. 3 teaspoons of the confectionery sugar. I'm just trying to find a teaspoon. Gotta be careful not to do the tablespoon. We're gonna need this later on, this confectionery sugar, or commonly known as powdered sugar, so that's 1 teaspoon of confectionery sugar. 2. And 3. And so I'm going to, I should have brought me a fork in here, but I think I'm going to just do it with my hands. Just try to work this dough. And what you want is little pebbles. So I'm just getting my hands in here working this. Just kind of, ooh, I got some paper in there. I don't know how that got in there. And the last thing we're going to add, I got my cold water over there. Ice water, they said. You said 1/2 cup of the ice water. And we're going to knead this dough. And we're going to cut it in half and chill this dough before we use it. See how that's doing? If I had a fork, it would do better. But we're going to work it. I probably might pause you guys for a little bit while I work it, continue to work it. All right, look at the consistency of that. I got my 1/2 cup, and I got my cold water over here that I'm gonna measure out. And then we're going to get ready to knead this dough. 1/2 cup of cold water. I'm gonna add it in a little bit at a time. So turn this around, let's see. Let's see. So, all right, Chrissy Crew, continuation. So I put that that half of I put a little bit of that half of cup of ice water in there. You got to make sure it's ice water. You can see it's starting to get wet right now. Uh-oh. I'm going to add some more. It's getting real sticky. So I'm going to put some more in there. I'll probably put the rest of it in there. And we're going to have us a ball of dough. Oh, that feels so nasty, y'all. Ooh. This is our dough. This is a basic dough. You can make this, do this for biscuits. You can do this for, you know, for cobblers, pie crust, hand pies like we're going to make today. This is what you start with. 2 cups of all-purpose flour, your salt, your ice water, your I use Lord, but you can use Crisco or you can use shortening. Get all that stuff on the side too. You're going to have you a nice little ball. And we're going to put it out on this, I'm going to put a little bit on this, ooh. Put it on this, I think I put a little bit too much on this, this board here. So we're going to gather that together and we're going to transfer it to this board. Nice little ball of dough. And we're going to cut this in half after we get through kneading it. And we got to chill this dough before we can use it. We're going to make our hand pies. We're going to get ready to make our filling. And I'm making fried pies, but you can make these baked too as well. What you would do is just roll this out and cut I think it's like an 8-inch little circle, 8 or 9-inch circle, depending on how big you want your pies, because you're gonna fold it over. There's several ways that you can make the hand pies. You can put the top and bottom, and then crimp it along the sides. Let's see, I gotta get the rest of this stuff. Get all of that. So we're going to kind of messy here. So we're going to roll this out. We're going to knead this dough. Get it all together. It's called working the dough. I haven't made a homemade pie crust in a while, but it's very simple. But I think the confectionery sugar, I've never heard of it with that. I never used that before with it. Turn it over. Take your heels of your hands and just work it. Turn it around and work it. Turn it around and work it. Just kneading the dough. This is the dough for our hand pies. Very simple. 2 cups of flour, 3/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 cup of ice water that's going to go toward the end, 4 tablespoons each of butter, preferably salt. It could be probably unsalted because we are putting salt in the dough, and 4 tablespoons of either lard, shortening, or Crisco as well. See that nice dough? Look at that. I want to take a picture of that. I want to take a picture. Let me pause you guys. Okay, I think we're just right where we want to be. It's a nice solid piece of dough. Nice piece of dough. And you can make your top and bottom crust for your pie, for your 8 or 9 inch pie with this. But we gonna chill this dough before we use it in the refrigerator for about a half an hour or so. Meanwhile, we're gonna be working on our filling while that's chilling in the refrigerator. And what we're gonna do, we got our ball here. I'm gonna cut this in half, 2 equal pieces. Look at that beautiful ball of dough. Boop, boop. I like playing with my food, y'all. So I got a sharp knife here. I got that ball. And what we gonna do, I'm gonna eyeball it. Oh boy, I hope to God I'm doing it right. We're gonna cut it in half. Look at that. Cut it in half. And yeah, we're gonna cut that in half. Let me see, all right, so we got our 2 halves. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our cling wrap and we're gonna wrap it up individually because both of those represents a top or a bottom pie crust, but we're not doing a pie. We're doing hand pies, so we're gonna be rolling these out, and we're gonna be crimping them and all of that type of stuff. So I'm just gonna flatten them out like that, and we're gonna put 1/2 in there, like that. Chrissy crew. All right, we're at the stove. And so I've been working on the pie crust. I did the pie crust. We doing everything in phases and levels. I worked on last night. I did the ice cream. Now we're doing the pie crust. We did the pie crust earlier this evening, and now we're on the filling. This is the good part right here, y'all. I've been between takes getting everything together. I got everything assembled on here that we'll need for the filling. I have my my pot here, and then we're gonna use. A lot of people use fresh peaches, or they even use canned peaches. Is whatever you prefer, but I'm gonna use frozen peaches. I got cornstarch. I got vanilla. What's left of? I got very little vanilla. I got to re-up on everything. I got cinnamon, ground cinnamon. You can get some nutmeg, or I like pumpkin pie spice. Why? Because it has multiple seasonings in here. This has, because it's like an allspice for sweet stuff. It includes, as a matter of fact, it has allspice in there. Allspice, nutmeg, cinnamon, ginger, and cloves. All things that make stuff good. I got a little bit of butter, which means 1/2 stick of butter. I got white sugar. I got 1/2 cup of white sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And I'm finna get ready to dump these peaches in here. I'm recording this just handheld. Just put my gimbal down, so I'm gonna be pausing in between takes while I open up things. Because hey, this is a single girl operation right here, right now. So yeah, we're gonna get that. We're gonna cook these down and make them nice and soft. But we still want them a nice size, and we want to be able to taste those peaches in our hand pies or our empanadas. So one moment, I'm gonna open this package. All right, here are our peaches. We're gonna put them down in here. This is a 16-ounce bag, or 1 pound, 1 pound bag of peaches. And I'm gonna get ready to turn this fire on. We got, let's see, a half a cup of brown sugar, a half a cup of white sugar, and you know what? I gotta get. I'm gonna put a little lemon juice in here too. I'm gonna put some pumpkin pie spice. Oops, sorry. I'll put in some cinnamon. It smells so good, boy. It's the good stuff, boy. Ooh, the good stuff. Stir this around. Turn this fire down. And we gonna do what we call a corn syrup. Cornstarch slurry. I got a little water in there. I got my little whisk, and I'm gonna put in probably like a teaspoon or tablespoon of cornstarch, and I'm gonna add it to this once it is just about at the end here with these peaches. Let this get hot, and I'm gonna add my stick of my little half a stick of butter. Pretty simple, really. All right, we got our peaches working. I kind of cut these a little bit with my spoon. We don't want it too big. We don't want it too smushy too either. It's hard to to get them to break them, in which you haven't been cooking long enough. I might have to get a knife and cut them. I got my lemon here. We're just gonna put a little bit of that. I'm gonna drop this butter in. That's gonna make it nice and rich. Just kind of let that melt in there. Make sure all that butter gets in there. To the side. Ooh, that smells so good, y'all. Words cannot describe. Got the butter melting. We're gonna put in a little bit of lemon juice. That helps to bring out the flavor and makes the fruit, bring out the brightness in the fruit. I want to cut up some of these. And then we got our vanilla extract. I didn't have that much left, but all you need is probably like a quarter teaspoon to a half a teaspoon of it. A little bit goes a long way. And I got this little seat. You know what? Oh, that's right. They be taking that thing and smashing it down. That's what I got to do. Smash it down. Give me a potato masher. Okay, I got the good old potato masher. So we're going to mash these up. We're going to add some cornstarch slurry a little bit later. I think I might need to turn this fire up so it can get nice and mushy. I've heard turn the heat down on low. Try to make these nice and mushy. And we're definitely going to need that cornstarch slurry so we can make it thicker. We don't want it too runny. We don't want it running out the side of our pies. I got my my half sheet pan ready with my strainer. I mean, not my strainer, but with my grate on top of it. I forgot what you call that. So that we can drain that grease up off those pies once they come up out the oil. I got my oil, which is Lord, on standby. And we will be heating that up once I get my pie doughs and everything cut out and get them all formed and everything. It won't take no time for us to put together fry those pies. Probably about 4 or 5 minutes on each side. Make our glaze, and we're gonna have us some hand pies, peach hand pies at that. Can't wait, y'all. It's gonna be so good, and we have homemade ice cream. The good thing about making stuff homemade, you know where it come from. No extra chemicals or anything like that. Let this get nice and soft. All right, everything's coming together. I got my cornstarch slurry here. And I'm going to pour this right in here. This is going to help to make this nice and thick. Ooh, wee, y'all. I'm feeling this coming together. Spread that around. Smashing it down. Smash, smash. Yes, Lord. This is what we want. We're getting closer to what we want here. Ooh, wee. Yeah, this is like what we want right here. So we got a spoon that's inside our pies. This is exactly what we want. And I think I'm going to turn this fire off right here. All right, looking good. We got to actually cool this down before we put this in our pie, in our pie shells. So this is going to be turned off. And while this is cooling off, we're going to work on our pie shells, getting them all ready so they can get stuffed with this beautiful filling. Ooh, look at that, y'all. I'm going to have it cooling in this bowl. Ooh, that's heaven right there. My goodness.